So right now we're in part 3. So Gemini deal with the power of being flexible, adaptable when it comes to thoughts, ideas, and ways of communicating and analyzing. Gemini people, they love to communicate, argue with people, so they could analyze their own ideas and see them from more multiple angles, which allow them to develop further information. This is why Geminis are smart. This is why Geminis are jack of all trades. But this is why people view Geminis as a evil person, a person who's into gossip and things like that, which is the negative side of Gemini energy, because that energy of being curious about all these broad, indecisive ideas could make you look like a crackhead in the mental world who can handle himself, which is something to keep in mind. But if you know how to handle yourself and control that energy, then you could be a person who's seen as a jack of all trade, or a very intelligent person, or a very communicating person. So Gemini energy creates our lungs in our respiratory system. So that tells us the more we know how to develop different communication pattern, different thought form, different ways of analyzing and arguing, the more we'll be able to develop our lungs and our respiratory system. A person who does not utilize his lungs in communicating, someone who does not argue, someone who does not sing, rap, utilize his lungs in different ways, is gonna have a weaker lung capacity, which will lead him into having shallower breath. He's not gonna breathe as deeply. He's not gonna want to breathe the air within his immediate surroundings, because the air and the information, because air represents information, is making him nervous. Remember, Gemini deals with what? It deals with Mercury. So it deals with Mercury, which deal with nervousness, because that nervousness comes from the fact that all the information, the ideas is being presented to them within their immediate surroundings, is causing an information overload, and is causing them to breathe in a very shallow, fast way. That's like the negative side of Gemini energy, which we need to kind of get rid of and learn how to develop a wider variety of lung capacity through learning different communication, different ways of arguing, learning how to talk to people for hours, learning how to debate, learning how to be a singer, a rapper, someone who can handle himself on the stage, and things like that. This will actually allow us to learn how to handle the air within our immediate surroundings. Like I said earlier, someone who does not know how to handle the information that's going on with their immediate surroundings is not going to be able to move further in life, because they don't understand the symbols of the information that God or possibility is trying to give them within their immediate surroundings. So they're not going to be able to move further. And Gemini, which deal with the third house, our early education, if we can't fulfill that in a good way, we're not going to be able to hit our peak, which is Sagittarius, the ninth house, our higher education, our understanding of God. Gemini is us learning all the micro things that make the macro things in Sagittarius, if you understand what I'm saying. So it is, like I said earlier, it's very important to learn how to move around when it comes to Gemini energy. Geminis are all about dealing with their immediate surroundings, their neighbors, their co-workers, their brothers, their siblings, and things like that, so they could learn and pick up the information within their immediate surroundings, so they could know what to do and what not to do. And if you cannot do that, you're not gonna allow yourself to transport to many places within your immediate surroundings. You might be that person who like to stay in one spot, who's gonna prevent you from developing information which is necessary in this area of life, or this energy, the third house, Gemini. So learn how to move around, learn how to communicate, learn how to deal with your siblings, learn how to deal with your neighborhood, learn to deal with your community, and things like that. And that will teach you about your third house, and teach you how to develop different lung capacity, because you get to meet different people from different areas of life, and things like that. And also you could practice many different things here, like in meditation. They have multitude of different breathing patterns, long breathing patterns, short breathing patterns. They have like the dragon breathing method, like a multitude of breathing patterns, like I'm saying earlier. And all these allow you to tap into different state of beings, different spaces within your body, your mentality. Like if you follow the Wim Hof method, it's all about overloading your body with oxygen, which is something is good because a lot of us, our bodies kind of deoxygenated due to our acidic diet and due to our lifestyle. So this is a good method to learn how to overload our body with oxygen, which help us to become awake and what to move the information within our body to know what's going on. This is why what you continuously breathe, so you can stay alive and pick up the information around you and things like that. And the moment you start breathing, what happens? You start slowly losing your energy to the point you start fainting, shutting down. And all this is important. Gemini is the mutable aspect of the spring season. So it basically what ends the spring season and what takes us to the summer season. So like I said earlier, so we so far just finished all the spring season organs or body systems. So now we understand Aries, the brain and nervous system. It deals with initiating a vision so we could build our brain and nervous system, which will lead to Taurus, the fixated portion of the spring season, stabilizing the neurological signal through a hormonal adaptation to produce stability within our body, aka the Hierophant priest energy. And now we're in Gemini, the mutable portion of the spring season, where is end the spring season and takes us into the summer season. So just think about all the organs that deal with the summer season. They deal with springing things into existence. And now we're on the summer season, and the summer season starts with Cancer, and Cancer deal with the power of initiating feelings and emotions and ways to connect with home, domestic issues through learning how to reflect on how you feel. But a lot of times here it's a cardinal sign too, so it's kind of aggressive with the way it kind of go about reflecting on how it feels. So we gotta learn when it comes to Cancer energy, learn how to initiate feelings and emotion. A lot of us, especially people who are lost in the masculine energy, which lead to dryness, stiffness, and things like that. We could forget the importance of the Cancer energy, which deal with our home, our family. What are we emotionally connected to? What makes us feel emotionally comfortable and things like that, which is very important. A lot of time we don't realize that how our family builds literally our immune system and our first ways of getting comfortable in realities, and we may not even realize how much we utilize our family for comfort, and so we could charge ourselves. A lot of time when people have a hard time in life, maybe go through work, maybe get divorced and things like that, they might move back in with their parents to stay for a while. That's almost like going back to that Cancer energy to kind of nurture yourself, kind of to restore yourself, which is kind of funny since Cancer, this energy deal with the organ or the biological system of the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system or the immune system too, it basically deal with the sewage system within our body. This is the system that allows us to clean our body. We have basically lymph nodes all around our body, which allow us to take toxin, pathogen out of our body. And if this system is not clean, if this system is not continuously renewed, we're gonna be almost like out of luck, because the lymphatic system is responsible for cleaning the body, and if the body sewage system is not clean, a lot of things will get overloaded, and that eventually begin the process of pathogen taking over, which will lead to cells mutating, which become what, cancers and things like that. And I don't think there's a separation between Cancer, the sign, the energy, and the disease they call Cancer itself, which is something we should talk about later. But Cancer energy deal with initiating feelings and emotions and learning how to connect with yourself, learning how to show charity to yourself, learning how to be truthful with yourself, and connecting with feelings and emotion, and learning how to control them too. If we don't control them, this leads to a lot of immune issues. It leads to a lot of hormonal issues too, whether you believe it or not. Like look at how females, they deal with more hormonal issues than males, but males, they gotta learn